How's it going, everyone? Shots with Cola here. I want to talk about dry fire practice, but not only dry fire practice. I want to talk about your dry fire practice and ways you can improve it. Something that kind of prompted this video is I was talking to somebody that I work with, and they were talking about they didn't want to get this stuff because they were worried it's something they were going to use for like 20 minutes and they were going to put it up and never touch it again. And to an extent, I could see why people would think that, because at the end of the day, when you're talking like a laser training round, yeah, in the moment, it's kind of cool that you got something that you can draw, pull out, whatever, and then shoot, and you get a little splatter on target with the laser for a moment. You can see where you hit. And I could see where that might seem like it's not worth really investing into. There are things out there that make it more fun and actually give you data, like give you something to improve on. And that's where I want to talk about all this today. And I made a video about this before, but I don't think I represented it in a way that really did it any justice. So there's things like this right here is a timed, like a shot timer for dry fire practice. When you think about that, it's like, okay, so it's a timer, but what it gives you, the ability to practice and train, it's not just how fast can I shoot it after it turns green. There are other things you can train yourself on. So when it goes off, as you saw in the video, it goes like shooter ready, stand by, and then you wait, and then it'll beep when it's time to shoot it. That's great. Most people are thinking, all right, in that moment, I'm going to draw and shoot it. And yes, you can use it that way. And I definitely use it that way to try to increase my draw to shot time. There are other things that you can throw into that mix too, that you can improve on. And that's reloads. So who's to say that you have to draw and immediately shoot that? You get 10 seconds to do whatever kind of drill you want to do and then get your shot on target. So you could draw, drop a mag, grab another mag, reload real quick. You could set up 2 or 3 targets, and that's the way I did it. I had 7 targets that I had to go through. Now, dry fire practice is different than actual shooting. 7 shots within 10 seconds is not hard to hit, but this is 7, draw, shoot, pull it back, and I got a mag in right now. Let's get rid of the mag for this example. So draw, shoot, shoot, shoot. That's 7 shots that I have to rechamber, that I got to reset the trigger 7 times. So not only am I having to shoot, but I'm having to reset. So that puts a little bit of level of stress onto it. And that was a drill that I did to try to get my shots to be faster. Now, a lot of things that you can implement into this will improve your efficiency, but mag reloads, and I mean, simply drawing it is a huge, obviously this isn't the way I walk around every day, and I typically use a laser training round like this one right here. So one of these little guys, they make them for pretty much every caliber. You've got 380, 9mm, all of them. Even 223, 556. And then there's more advanced kits. There's kits like the Mantis kit. I've never had it. I can't speak on whether that one's good or bad. This is basic level stuff, guys. This is Amazon stuff that you can just search shot timer or laser training, and there's all sorts of different things that pop up there, right? When you start implementing something like a shot timer, it increases, for one, it's going to challenge you. You have now a number that you need to beat. I think the fastest I've ever drawn and shot it, and I mean, I've done this a lot, was like 0.9 of a second. And that's the fastest I've done. I'm sure other people can do it faster, people like PewView and stuff like that. But in 0.9 of a second, I was able to. Now, I wasn't aiming. I had it in front of me, and it was just from the hip, and it was 0.9 of a second. It was with my Bodyguard 2.0. But yes, I just wanted to stress what you can do with laser training and improve on yourself, because I feel like a lot of people aren't utilizing dry fire practice 100%. I understand that some people sit at home and they'll sit there and drop a mag and then grab another one and practice like slamming it in there and dropping a mag and grabbing another one and practice the insertion. And that's good. That's good, right? Anything to help improve yourself, because my goal for 2026 is to be as efficient as I possibly can. And I've increased my shot proficiency a lot. I've increased my draw time. I've increased my target acquisition, jumping between targets, and I focused a lot on just improving myself in any way that I possibly can with my training and my knowledge, and just everything that I know about firearms, because I mean, I'm making firearm videos for about 7 years. And I made my first laser training target video about 7 years ago on my other channel. It did really well, but back then I had some targets, so I would take Post-it notes, whatever they're called, and put little dots on them, slap them on the wall, and I had Taurus G2C. Now G2Cs, as much as people like to hate on Taurus, they do have a restrike capability. So the cool thing about that is every time I pull that trigger, it's a new hit on there, and I would go through and shoot the Post-it notes, and just how fast can I do that? Can I do it from the hip? I learned to get pretty freaking accurate with my little Taurus G2C. Laser training was the main reason. Now at the range, that's where you're gonna learn recoil control, proper grip, because at the end of the day, during dry fire, my grip can be as wonky as I want it to be. I could hold it like this and just do this and hit my target, but you still need to go to the range. This doesn't replace the range, but what it's going to do is all the stuff in between that, all the stuff you're not worried about the range, because most of the time at the range, they don't want you sitting there doing like tactical reloading and all that crap, right? But this is going to give you the ability to do this in your environment, your like comfortable space, practice in a way when it's outside of the hours that affect your schedule. It doesn't mess with your gym schedule, your work schedule, whatever you do throughout the day. You can make this part of it's at your home. And that's the beautiful part about it. And especially if you got carpet and stuff and you can sit there and do mag reloads and shoot the targets and everything. This one is pretty cool. I'm only bringing this up one more time. So this is the G-Sight shot timer. You can control the volume, you can control the light brightness, however, it doesn't go that dim. And then it gives you a little time. It tells you how long it takes for the timer to get hit. This thing, at first I was like, you know, that's gonna be kind of cool, I guess. This thing had a huge value because I have been able to time myself and really improve, whether it's my draw, my reload, all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, yeah, of course you're gonna get a proficient in that moment if you're drawing and you're just dropping a mag and you're throwing one in. Of course you're gonna get fast at doing that repeatedly, but can you do it in between doing other things? Because that is where mistakes happen, and that's a mistake is a lesson learned. I just wanted to make this video, share this with you guys. Hopefully this video doesn't flop like the last one, because it seems like every time I bring up something that's training that I find useful, it's not what people watch. And that's okay, but I feel like this is something that's missed by a lot of people that would greatly benefit from it, or would like to know about this that just don't know. And so hopefully this finds you. I appreciate you watching. Let me know if this in the comments if you do any dry fire practice like this, and what all does your dry fire practice consist of. I'd like to know, because I'm always looking for ideas and new things to practice for myself as well. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you would, hit this video with a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all on the next one.